Hi, I'm Tyson Franklin, and welcome to this week's episode of 5 Minute Friday on It's No Secret with Dr. T. Now, as I usually say, I try and make this show 5 minutes, but this is marketing pillar number 3, internal marketing, and I know straight away that this is going to go well over 5 minutes. Now, if that upsets you, turn it off after 5 minutes and come back to it another day and listen to the rest of it. But I'm thinking this is probably going to go for maybe 15 minutes. So let's just get stuck into it and see if you like what I share. Internal marketing is all about marketing to your existing client database. And the best thing about this is you've already done all the hard work. You've already collected the details because they've made a past inquiry and supplied you with their email and maybe postal address. Or they've used your services or purchased a product from you and they're now a happy client. Now, while they're a happy client, you want to stay in touch with them. This is what internal marketing is all about. Many businesses undervalue their client database, not realizing it's an absolute goldmine. And it's one of those things that your competitors, if they could, would love to get their hands on it. As a business owner, you should always be trying to add names and grow this database list. Your whole internal marketing strategy revolves around your client database. So never delete or archive a client unless the client is asked to be removed, dies, or they've moved away. So I'm just going to tell you a sad story. I still kick myself today. When I owned my podiatry business, I deleted over 15,000 names from my original database between 1992 and 2006 because I did not understand the power and value of developing a proper database. I thought if a patient hadn't seen me for 5 years, then they were no longer interested and I would just delete them. What a mistake that was. Internal marketing is about business development and commitment to improving your client's experience, which leads to a long-term business success. Now, you should continuously be promoting the services and products, and internal marketing is how you do it. If you choose not to educate your clients, don't be surprised when they go to another business for a service that you actually offer. And never assume they know all about the services you provide. If you want to test this theory, ask the next 10 clients that walk into your business, tell me the top 5 services my business offers. You may be surprised with the answers you get. I've had my accountant for about the past 10 years, or maybe a little bit longer, but I've only been using his bookkeeping services for about the past 2 years. Why? Because I didn't know he offered this service. Or he may have told me, but I totally forgot about it, which is why you need to constantly stay in touch with your clients and let them know what you do. And here's an even sadder story. I had a patient that was a really close family friend who used to visit my podiatry business on a yearly basis and get new inserts made for her shoes. Now, one time when she came in for a fitting, I noticed that she had a dressing on her big toe. And I said, "What's the dressing on the big toe? What's going on there?" She said, "Oh, I had an ingrown toenail and I just had nail surgery from my GP." And I just threw my hands up in the air and said, "What do you mean you saw your GP? Why didn't you make the appointment with me for your nail surgery?" And she said, "I didn't know you did nail surgery. I thought all you did was make orthotics and inserts for shoes." And why she thought that is because that's the only service she used to see me for, and it was the only thing she ever saw in my business. I assumed she knew I did nail surgery. So both these stories about my accountant and the close family friend illustrate why we need to be educating our clients and why we should never assume they know what we do. Internal marketing is one of the cheapest forms of marketing. It's cost effective and your results are really, really easy to measure. So here are my top 16 internal marketing ideas you should consider if you're not already doing so. And they are not in any order of importance. Number 1, televisions. If you have a TV in your waiting area, you should have it promoting the services you offer. You should have a video created by an audiovisual professional. Or you could record something simple yourself. And there are many apps and inexpensive programs available today that you can do this. For example, you could use your smartphone. It's really easy to do recordings, but make sure the lighting and the sound is right because this reflects on your business. If you're going to produce videos on a regular basis, you may want to invest in better equipment so the quality of the videos are better. Now, I'm not a huge fan of showing free-to-air television in waiting areas, except if it's a special event. And I have 2 reasons for this. The volume on the TV can either be too loud, so it's distracting, or the volume on the TV is too low and you can't quite hear what's being said. But the more important reason is you never know what's going to be shown during one of the TV commercials. Imagine someone sitting in your waiting area and a competitor's commercial comes on TV promoting a service that they offer. That's just not a good idea and isn't something that should be shown within your business. So internal marketing tip number 2, put up signs that say we have a website. In your waiting area, and every room where a client may go should have a sign in full color mentioning your website. Your website is your mothership, and you want people to know that they can go there at any time and look at other services you offer. And you can also use it to indicate different social media platforms that you're on. Number 3, pictures and posters on your walls. If it's not relevant to you, your family, or your business, just take it down. Ideally, posters on walls should be promoting other services you offer or reflect something about you, and never put anything on the wall unless it's in a frame. Sticky tape and blue tack is not professional. Also, don't limit information posters just to your foyer and waiting area. You could have them in different rooms, on the backs of doors, and even in the bathroom. You could be quite humorous with your bathroom poster if you wanted to. It could say, now that you're seated and have your attention, and then you could go on with your message. People like humor, and people talk about humor, and they tell other people. Number 4, company and business brochures. Brochures are a great way to put all your services you provide into one document, and you should hand one to every client that enters your business. Make sure you use the services of a graphic artist to help you develop it the right way. Then go to the printer and have it printed professionally if you do not have a color printer yourself. And another tip, if you're running out of brochures, never photocopy a brochure. Once again, it reflects poorly on your business. Number 5, client receipts. If you give clients a receipt, why not print your receipts on pre-printed flyers promoting another service that your business has to offer? I used to see a physiotherapist for treatment, and I remember one time they were printing their receipts on a flyer promoting another service that they offered, and I went, wow, I didn't even know they did that, but I do now. Number 6, internal marketing surveys. Every business wants more A and B type clients. That's a given, but how do you find them? One of the best ways is to create an internal marketing survey and ask your A and B clients some simple questions. For example, what radio station do they listen to? And if they do listen to the radio, what time do they listen to? Do they watch TV or don't they watch TV? Do they read? Are there any locally published magazines that they read on a regular basis? And another thing you could ask is, how did they find and search for your business online? This information will assist you in future planning and future marketing. Number 7, on-hold messages. Do you have a pre-recorded on-hold message, or do you put them on hold and make them listen to annoying piano music or the local radio station? A few years ago, I was put on hold by a local business, and they used a local radio station. While I was waiting, their opposition had an ad, and it was exactly the service I was looking for. So what did I do? I hung up and I called their opposition, and they answered their phone straight away. Number 8, your answering machine messages. Now, answering machine messages should always be short and straight to the point. And once again, though, you have a captured audience. So it's a perfect opportunity to leave a good first impression, which also builds more engagement with your clients, past, present, and future. Number 9, simple letters. How is this just neglected these days? A simple letter is still one of the easiest ways to stay in touch with your clients. Yes, sending an email is faster, but a hard copy letter is far more engaging. Which leads on to number 10, a simple thank you. When was the last time you stayed at a motel or hotel and you received a handwritten note or a card or just anything thanking you for staying at their establishment? I could answer that for you. Probably never, even though you drop $150 or $300 per night, if not more. So what do you do the next time you need a motel? You look for the best deal, because they all offer the same average after sales service. But if a motel actually thanked you for staying and it was quite personalized, you would be more than likely to actually go back to that establishment. Number 11 is newsletters. Now, this applies to email newsletters, electronic newsletters, or hard copy newsletters. Unless the newsletter has relevance to your client, it is a waste of time. If you prepare a newsletter, make sure it's all about the client and not just about you. Give them a reason to want to keep reading it. Make it valid and worthwhile. What's in it for them? And like I said, this applies to electronic and hard copy newsletters. Number 12, your email database. Using emails to stay in touch with clients, like I said, it's very inexpensive, it's fast, and it's an immediate way to communicate with clients about sudden changes that happen in your business. But make sure every email you send out has a purpose, and there's nothing wrong at the bottom of each email mentioning other services that you offer. Number 13, short message services or text messaging. Sending short messages has become really popular with a lot of big companies, and a lot of smaller companies are using it now. And just like emails, they're inexpensive, fast, and can be sent individually or to large groups. Text messages, emails, and simple newsletters can be used together for further impact, and I'll explain that a little bit further. Now, number 14 is client satisfaction surveys. Now, client surveys are an excellent way to stay in touch with your clients and also gain some valuable information and feedback about your business and your team. And look at negative feedback as an opportunity to improve. And one negative comment isn't really anything you need to worry about. But if you get that comment on a regular basis, then it is something that needs to be addressed. Number 15, reviewing and reactivating client files. This is gold, and this will put money in your pocket straight away if you do this the right way. Even with the best systems in place, some clients still manage to fall through the cracks. Therefore, you need to review all your clients on a regular basis. And here's a tip that I always tell people. This task is so important, you should do it yourself until you have somebody else in your team who is trained to do it just as good as you. Do not delegate this task of reactivating files unless somebody is trained to do it the right way and they know what to look for. You need to develop your system for reviewing client files thoroughly. And this is when simple letters, emails, and text messaging, like I mentioned before, can be used in conjunction with each other, because one reminder is never, ever good enough. Now, number 16, this is my final tip, and this is all about consistency. The most important part of internal marketing is consistency. Whether it's posters on walls, brochures, receipts, or your correspondence that goes out should be consistent in design, colors, and fonts. So it resonates familiarity about your business and over the long term forms part of your overall branding. As I said, this is just my top 16 internal marketing ideas, and this is not a complete list. It is endless once you put your thinking cap on. So I hope you get something from those 16 tips. And I know that not every tip is going to apply to every business in every industry, but I'll guarantee at least half of them will. And just another note that I want you to think about is in Marketing Pillar 1, I was talking about professional referrers, and in Marketing Pillar 2, I was talking about non-professional referrers. They are also part of your database. And a lot of these tips from 1 to 16 can also be applied to them. So it's not just your clients, the people that come and see you to use your service, product, or buy something that you sell. It's also the people that refer people to your business. You need to look after them and nurture them the same way, and you need to stay in touch with them. That's how you build your business, and that's how you build longer term financial profit in your business, is by nurturing this, looking after your internal marketing. So if you have any questions about this, please send me an email, tf@tysonfranklin.com, or visit my website, tysonfranklin.com, and stay tuned next week, because next week I'm going to be talking about pillar number 4, which is external marketing. Okay, that's it from me, and I will talk to you again next week. Bye for now.